The following is a presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. It is Thursday, February 2nd, 2023. I'm your host, Jason Strayhorn, along with my co-host, Otis Wiley and Jehuu Jehuu Caulcrick. And this is Sparta. Thank everyone who's watching us live right now. Please click the subscribe and like buttons, especially on YouTube. If you want to interact with us, that's where we are. We'll be able to answer your questions live, most likely. And follow us on our social media handles, and this is exactly how to do that. Thanks for tuning in to This is Sparta MSU. Interested in hearing more from us? Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even TikTok. Click on the link in the bio to head to our link tree for more information. Help us grow our following by hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Tell your friends and family to do the same. Have an idea for a future episode? Let us know in the comment section below. And now, back to the show. Boom. Well, fellas, got a little feedback here. How you guys doing, first of all?
Well, I'm good, straight. How about you? You say you got a little feedback coming on?
I had a little something.
Okay.
Technical.
Jay's on mute. So Jehuu is in the lovely state of Texas where...
Hey, the show is starting off beautiful.
Hey, I'm good to go, man.
Let's go.
I blame Pete.
Hey, it's our 47th episode, and he got the mute button wrong. Like, oh man,
I know.
Tighten up,
man. Tighten up. Give him time. He's on the road. See, I mean, Choo is on assignment, gallivanting around the country, somewhere down south.
So you got a wedding coming up. Like, is this a wedding where you can't be Choo, or is it a wedding that you're going to be out here wedding crashing, dancing crazy?
Oh, it's a unique wedding. So I had to embrace the wedding here because my cousin, he's having a cowboy wedding. No, I unplugged I think I was getting the feedback, so I unplugged it. So that's why I went to mute. So he's having a cowboy wedding. So it's in this thing. So I got the boots. I got a belt buckle with my initials on it. I got the bolo tie, the jeans, the sport coat to go on top of it. I'll be good to go now.
You got the hat?
Right under the horse.
You got the hat too?
No, I don't got the hat.
Ooh. Hey, alligators, Crocs on the boots. What is it? Just regular boots. Ostrich.
I ain't got that ostrich money. I ain't that ostrich money or that. Yeah.
Oh man.
The people's champ.
Yeah, we're gonna get a pic. You're gonna get a pic and send it to us because we're gonna highlight that for sure.
Absolutely.
You gotta see a picture of that. Well, guys, just the other day, a couple days ago, there was a national signing day. It doesn't have the same flair that the early signing day has, but Michigan State was still in the game, guys, and signed another defensive back. It was Phillipp Davis out of Lake Wales, Florida.
Yeah, I saw that clip for him, man. I love the 23 next step and 23 in there and that creative, and then you're able to see him, play one-on-one, deep ball routes where, he's hit to pocket. You see his skill set. He's getting interceptions, taking it to the house. And, I feel like he's an underrated 3-star. So in my opinion, like this guy should be a 4-star. The way you're looking at he's a specimen of a safety. He reminds you of a little bit of, a Xavier Henderson. And so you'll see it. Okay, when he comes on the campus, can he truly, adapt to Scotty Hazelton's defense and Coach Barnett's coaching? And we add it to the arsenal in the air and secondary. So welcome to the family, Phillipp Davis.
Can't wait to see him on campus, man. And that's great analysis by a defensive back.
Yeah, he's my analysis is he's giving Malik Carr a run for the money with the hairdo there. So
is he? No, man. Look, Malik's man, like I feel like every time you see him is getting longer. He got a longer bun, higher bun.
Right, makes him look like he's 7'2".
Exactly, does. You're right.
I mean, it's incredible. But yeah, definitely welcome to the team. Welcome to East Lansing. We're gonna welcome the young man as soon as he gets here with open arms. Also, guys, Spartan men's basketball heads out to Madison Square Garden on Saturday to face Rutgers.
Yeah, man, that's the mecca of all arena there. Anytime you walk into that arena as a fan, you get some like special vibes. So I can't imagine, being on the court playing, at a arena like that, that must be something special. It's like, equivalent to, playing, like it's a special feeling, that you can't, describe. And it's, I'm so excited for these guys to have the opportunity to experience something like that. But, that's the most famous arena in, the land. So this should be a good one.
Jehuu, you look, man, you would never turn down an opportunity to go to the Garden if you had it, right?
Oh, I'll be at the Garden if I had
always, right? Well, only one of us gets to go, and that's Otis. Trip that you're going to be going on tomorrow.
Yeah, but this is all business, right? Like you obviously noon, but Play Fly's offices, we got our headquarters is in New York, so I'm able to go in and do some work in New York, meet with our president Christy Hedgepeth, and then we're also as a property we're taking some of our top partners out there to enjoy the fruits of the labor as we did this long season of activation, and it's really being able to get some FaceTime with some of our partners out there and some potential partners that we're trying to vet and to come into the corporate family. So, all business, but the best part about this is like business is fun, right?
Exactly. If you love what you do, it's not work. But how long's the trip,
It's Friday, red eye to land at 11-ish. Then I go straight into the New York offices. Got business meetings back Sunday, right in time. Probably a little bit mid-first quarter where Michigan State women's basketball takes on that team down the road. So right when I land in Lansing, I'm going straight to Breslin. So, show my love and support for women's basketball. We got to win on Sunday for sure.
Hardest work.
So I don't know where you I don't know if you got any time. I know it's business, but if you have time to sneak off to Peter Luger's now for a nice steak.
Well, I'm waiting. Just send me the text because we've been asking for recommendations. So yes. I'm gonna swing by.
Okay, swing by Peter Luger and tell you. I can, we can set something up there. We'll talk about it. Tell my guy Cavo Romeo sent you.
Romeo, they call you Romeo out there.
Hey, got to give love to our boy Art. We see Art and Steve. Yeah, that's exactly why Otis doesn't return text. He's pretty busy. So you see it.
My dad and my pastor would always say, charge it to my head, not my heart.
Not my heart. I love it. Guys, we one of our family members, Scott Moore from hockey, will be calling his 1,000th game tomorrow.
Man, 1,000 game. How many calls you got, Stray? You calculate?
I mean, it's
put you on the spot, but
it's a little. I don't know. I haven't followed it. I haven't counted games. Call it 12 times 17.
Yeah,
I mean, give or take this few after that, But
yeah. But like you think about this is where I feel like where we may have missed a greater opportunity, but to celebrate him, that's why we wanted to put him in here. But there should be 1,000, like you do 1,000 career wins or 1,000 points, right? And this is in the media standpoint of really giving credit where it's due to Scott Moore, who, 1,000 games with MSU hockey is a good feat and a great feat. And having a great season that, I did ask him one-on-one and said, hey, did you expect to have this quick turnaround during Coach Nightingale's first year? And he was like, I knew we had the players and I knew he had the development pieces and skill set to do this, but it's the quick turnaround and the success. Like everyone you talk to that are avid hockey fans and alums of Michigan State, they always revert back to, man, back then you couldn't even get a ticket to Munn. And that's how this season is right now. It's basically standing room only from the rest of the season. We got 3 more home games. And, Scott hearing these calls that, we have, his top 3. I asked him to give us our top 3 calls throughout his 1,000th, calls in his career. And, I think we have some of these right here.
Face-off controlled by the Spartans. They keep it in at the far point, send it around behind the net. Michigan picks it up, gets it to the blue line. Brad Fast keeps it in. Loose in the slot. Goldie had it on his stick for a moment. Comes to the side. It's a goal for Michigan State. The Spartans have tied it up with 47 seconds left in the game. Around behind the net. Kennedy out in front. He scored! Michigan State! Michigan State scores!
Holy mackerel! MSU!
Oh my goodness!
Holy cow! Scott! 19 seconds to go!
With 19 seconds to play, have scored to take a 2-1 lead over Boston College. And now here come the Spartans, 3 men across, out to center ice. Pass forward for Underwood, trying to get it out into the slot. It's loose. Turning around, Tanner Kelly with a shot. Goal for Michigan State. The Spartans take the lead.
Man, I'm trying to compare who has the better calls, is it Stray or is it Scott Moore?
Come on,
you got to put that in your repertoire. Yeah, you got to say holy cow like that for sure.
Holy macro. We got a macro in there.
Man, I don't want to hear anybody else complain about I'm the only guy that gets excited in the booth. I mean, there's other guys too.
You're supposed to be excited. You know?
I
love it.
And that Rose Bowl, like that Rose Bowl straight is like I'm on the headset, and all I hear is he stopped them. He stopped them.
You knew what had happened then, right?
Yeah, I was like, oh, man. But good kudos to one of our own, Scott Moore, man. He had obviously had to do what some of his job. He had to go in to be the emergency producer for women's basketball, who's taking on Nebraska right now. So we would have had him on to give him his flowers and kind of ask him a few questions, but we did still want to honor him and give those top 3 plays. We should have just ended on that national championship because I was just like, where was I at when that happened? And we turned it all the way up when they scored. And Choo was already at their house ready for the party.
Yeah, exactly. We started at the Land Shark and then took it to their house.
Oh, man, that dude's the mayor. I tell you, he's the mayor. But no, good.
The
good
bars miss Choo. They miss him. I'll tell you that. That's phenomenal. Scott Moore. Love to have him on. Can't wait to see him here so we can, talk to him and hear some of those stories that he has for his days. 1,000 games. That's a long time, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I can only wish. But, we have big guests coming on the show, guys. You know that everybody's waiting to hear from another Spartan Dawg who will be up next after this message from our friends over at IHOP.
At IHOP, the $6 Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity combo is back. 2 eggs, 2 bacon strips, and 2 fruit-topped pancakes. Only from IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every order. Dine in only. Limited time at participating locations. Prices may vary.
When you join IHOP's new rewards program, the International Bank of Pancakes, and start stacking pan coins toward free food, you get a smile on your plate. Download the app and join the rewards program today.
All right, fellas. We always pride ourselves in bringing on dogs when we get a chance to bring on dogs, man. And look, this one right here is a dog of them all. He's been around. This is a guy who had his prep campaign at West Bloomfield High School locally in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Won a state championship there, I believe. And it's just an all-around great kid. I mean, this is one of the best. You guys are in for a treat.
Before you throw him on, Stray, I want to say we can pull the tapes like one of the first episodes. This was my guy. This still is my guy. I said, watch out for this guy.
Who is that guy, Choo?
Mr. Smooth Operator. The vulture in the red zone. This guy always finds a way to get open in the red zone.
Stick 'em.
Exactly. Mr. Tre Mosley.
Hey.
Hey, you never had an introduction like that, huh, Tre?
Man, that's the best introduction I could have asked for, man. I appreciate that. I really do.
Welcome to the show, young dog. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I can't complain at all. How you guys doing?
Great, man. Good to have you here, man. You got a lot of stuff going on with the amount of work that you put in the off season. I mean, I know, like, we're gonna get into the football side of things, but I can remember there was a bad loss. I don't know if it was Washington on the road when we couldn't get one player to come and do an interview with us on post game. I don't know if you remember this, Jehuu.
Yep.
Yeah, and they chose. Usually in these times, the coaches choose the most mature, and it was you, man. And you did a great job. I mean, you're one of those guys that's always a class act. You're overly prepared, which is being exactly what you need to be. Talk about where you get that from, and like, how did you learn to be so, such a leader?
I think it just comes back to my upbringing. My parents, they did a tremendous job raising me to be the young man I am today. Just teaching me right from wrong at a young age and just showing me the path and allowing me to make mistakes and not being too harsh on me, but just letting me learn from them and then move on. And something like that is something I can't really repay them for, but it's been great for me and my future. So I'm really appreciative of my parents for taking care of me and showing me the ropes.
That's awesome.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, Tre, like I said, I've been one of, the Mosley. I'm trying to think of a nice, fan
president
club.
of the fan club. You're president.
Yeah,
Tre Mosley,
I've been in there for you because you just, like, for me, it's like you're deceivingly fast. You're bigger than you look on TV and stuff like that. And you have hands, you have soft hands, stick'ems and everything like that. And you have a knack for, especially in the red zone there. What is it the route running ability that when it gets like bottled up in the red zone there that you thrive in? What is it? You're like a vulture when you're in the red zone.
I think it just comes down to just staying calm and being cool, especially when it gets tight down there. Defenses usually toughen up and play calling shortens because it's only so much field you have to work with. So, you got to just be a guy that your teammates can count on. And I really take pride in that because, me being here for so many years now, being a vet and one of the older guys, I got to just make sure I'm taking that step and leading the team the best way I can.
Man, Tre, like it's
Ross
always
Weaver.
A question that.
Yeah, we gotta give a shout out to my boy Ross Weaver.
Roommate. What's up, roommate?
By the way, Tre, just say Otis and Ross, they can break it down. They can dance, sing, you should have seen those boys. I don't know if you guys still get it like that, but those two, they were like, they didn't know who was who.
Hey, man,
they got some moves. They got some moves.
They got some moves, boy.
Hey, me and Ross, man. Ross used to be getting on me because Coach D be like, Otis, go out there and dance. And then Ross be like, yeah, boy, go ahead and go out there and dance.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Tre, man, like, me being the DB on the defensive side, clearly, I always wonder, as receivers running and you working your tail off and you not getting the rock, like, right. What goes inside your mind, being the leader you are, you're being a team player, but there's times where, you were open on some of those plays. And so what do you do as a leader to go in and start to help say, hey, not just say demand the ball, but like work within the system, just saying, hey, look, I'm open on this route. Look for me. Like, how do you do that? How do you operate with that?
Yeah, it's tough, being a receiver. You can go 3 quarters and not get any action. but you got to always be ready because that's just how the flow of the game might be for you sometimes. So just having the mindset of always being prepared. So if you're always prepared, then you have nothing to worry about. And when your time comes, you'll be ready. But if you're too busy, worrying about somebody else or going in the dumps because you're not getting the touches you want, then your opportunity do come. Next thing you know, it's a ball on the ground. You missed a big play. So I never want to be the guy who's worrying about someone else or checking someone else's catches because I just want to make sure I can do what I can do when my opportunity shows.
So right there and there, that's why you are Mr. Reliable because every time they throw it, it's caught. So
right.
Go
ahead. So Trey, we all know it here. We'll all say it. The season was a disappointment. It didn't go how we wanted it to go. Coming off the campaign from the year before, going to the Peach Bowl, and then coming in with all the anticipation, the hype, and everything. And it was a disappointing season. It didn't go how we wanted it to go. We all know that. But how does that disappointment from the season fuel the fire for this upcoming season?
Oh yeah, it's all of our minds. Guys who are returning from last year, we got that in the back of our mind because we never want to go through something like that again. Especially having the success we did in the Peach Bowl year, just coming in, we've done a great job so far. Just having the right mindset and attacking every day, getting better one day at a time, and not worrying about the past or the future. We just worry about what's in front of us at that moment. And me, along with the rest of the leaders on our team, have done a great job so far, just focusing on the task at hand. And right now, that's winter workouts. Making sure that all the guys are getting on the same program, getting on the same path. So as we transition throughout the next steps, we all can do it as a team.
Man, that's an outstanding answer. Trey, so tell me, like when you came in, what year did you come into Michigan State? Was that 18?
So I early enrolled 2019? Yeah, 2019 I got here the winter. So this time, almost 5 years ago now. It's crazy. Dang, wow. Time flew by, but yeah, I'm an old man now. That's crazy. I'm 21 and I'm saying I'm an old man. That's
right, 21. That's crazy.
Right. Wait till you get our age.
They're gonna that number. Right. But the transfer portal wasn't what it is today when you first came in to Michigan State. Right. Now talk about what it's like for you. I know in your receiver room you didn't have a lot of new guys show up, but overall on the team, what is it like for you having to transition from it's normally going to be high school seniors coming in all the time to all of a sudden now that half of the new guys are from other universities? What has that dynamic been like in the locker room and in the football building as a whole, in your opinion?
It's been crazy. The portal has been one of the trending topics to talk about since, it's emerged as a place where players go and can go to different universities. But just building relationships with all the guys who come in, at the same time, it is hard to see some of my friends over the past few years leave, but, everyone's situation is different and they have to do what's best for them. But then, just seeing the guys come in, whether they be an offensive guy or a defensive guy, try my best, let them know I'm here for them if they have any questions about the school, football, whatever the case may be, academics, just with me being here for so long, I usually know the answers to their questions. So just being that guy on the team they can rely on to come to about anything, I really take pride in that.
Yeah. So on top of that, with the transfer, guys coming in early enrollees coming in, and you guys are kicking off the winter workouts there. Like, of the new guys that are in right now, who's popped to you? Who stood out and be like, oh, this guy's going to be a dude?
That's a tough question. I think everybody gonna be dudes, man, and that's not just me saying that. We got some potential all across the board, whether it be from the D-line room. We got Big JJ coming in from Florida State. We got a couple running backs, Jaron Mangum, Nate Carter. We got guys all over the place. Our tight end room is reloaded. Oh man, it's just so many people. I'm just looking forward to see once we get everything rolling and get the guys out there actually competing with pads on to see who can really do something and who can contribute to this team. But I've had built relationships with most of these guys already, and I'm looking forward to see what they can bring to the table because this year is going to be very exciting, and it's going to need everyone to contribute and put their hand in the pot for us to get the things that we want done this year.
Man, y'all hear that, man? That's a receiver saying, I can't rate nobody until we put them pads on, man.
Hey, we say we got some dogs on this way. We got some dogs on this side.
So that's what tells me. That's what leads me to my next point there. We talk about Trey catching the ball. getting open and, his route running and stuff like that. But he can throw blocks now. And we talked about it with Keon, like Coach Hawkins, no blocky, no Rocky.
Oh, yeah. Nope, not at all. Nope.
So how much do you pride yourself in, making a block that springs a run or springs a big play? How much do you pride yourself in that?
It definitely was a learning and growing process. Being a receiver, probably all the receivers growing up, your job is to get open and catch the ball. But as guys get better and the competition rises, you got to do more than just catch the ball and be a ball catcher. So it started with Coach Tucker. When he came in, he really emphasized how tough a team is. You could tell the toughness of a team by how receivers block and how DBs tackle. So Coach Hawkins and Coach Tucker and the rest of our staff challenged me along with the rest of the guys since day one. And they told us all straight up, we don't care how good you are, how fast you are. If you don't stick your face in the fan and block somebody, you will not be on the field. So you have to do it. Even if you didn't like it, you better go ahead and get in there and mix it up a little bit.
Man. Ooh. Man, that's like
put your face in the
fan.
Put your face in the fan. Yep.
So Trey, you've obviously, this is your 5th year.
Yep.
You also had to go through COVID. I mean, you dealt with the pandemic. You dealt with a lot of resistance in getting to like your top of your game. This off season. What are you in your mind thinking you have to work on to obviously take the next step into the lead of the leaders receiver standpoint? Like, what do you need to work on in the off season, leading into spring ball and into summer, and then seeing the product in the fall?
Honestly, at this point in my career, my focus is dominating. Whether that be in the weight room, conditioning, once we step on the field with my teammates, and then ultimately when we go against our competition. I've been around, I know how the game goes, so at this point it's dominate or nothing at this point, because I've been around too long not to show what I'm capable of on a consistent basis all the time. So yeah, that's my focus right now, just dominating in all aspects.
What's your goals
for
next year? Like, tell me what do you think that you can accomplish team-wise and personally?
So team-wise, I mean, everyone across the country always comes in the season saying they want to win every game on their schedule, and that's never going to change, especially being a Spartan Dawg. If you don't have the right mindset and go into every game that we're going to win this game no matter what, then you don't need to be here. So, of course, that's drilled into all of our heads when we first get here, and we want to keep that going because we didn't come here to lose. We didn't come here to be in second place. We came here to win championships, and that's something that I want to have before I leave here, and that's a Big Ten championship, and then to move on to college football playoff and the national championship. So just taking it day by day and the right steps so that we can accomplish those as a team. And then individually, it's just whatever good Lord has in faith and playing my plan, whether that be 1,000 yards, that's the goal, of course, coming into every season as a receiver, 1,000 yards, as many catches, as many touchdowns as possible. But, I'm not too greedy. Whatever the team needs from me, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, man. I think you're poised for a big year. I'm that's manifesting it, speaking into existence. I think you're poised for a big year. But this is a very mature conversation interview we're having here. Like, I'm thoroughly impressed with you. I want to loosen things up a little bit.
Of course.
Right.
What do you like to do for fun? Michigan State is a fun college town. One of the reasons I chose to come to Michigan State is because the college town, the environment, stuff like that. What do you like to do for fun? What do you guys do for fun now?
Oh yeah, it's a lot to do. Of course, I like to eat. Go to a lot of the local restaurants with my boys. Especially the old linemen, they always trying to get some food. Gotta make sure them big boys stay fed. Always. And then, when the time comes and, we actually have time to kick back and relax, I do go out along with the rest of my guys. You got to have fun and enjoy the time while you're here, because once your college career is over with, it's over with. So you don't want to leave anything on the table. Make sure you have a good time with your friends, your boys, whatever the case may be, because like I said before, when it's over, and there's no going back. And I know you guys can probably all attest to it. You miss some of the times you guys had back in the day. And it's like, dang, I would do anything. Even I was just telling some of the guys a few weeks ago, I would do anything to go back to my freshman year when we stayed in the dorm and our whole hallway was all of us. It was just so cool, just, being able to go into the rooms next door and your teammates and just coming up together. It was a good time, and I really missed that.
Yeah, definitely. And then what's the local watering hole? Where do you guys go to wet your beak a little bit?
It's a couple places. I mean, my personal favorite. He got me on the spot. My personal favorite is definitely Fieldhouse. That's my place. I go there, relax. Yeah, have a good time all the time. Yeah, they take care of us over there.
You hear that? Oh,
I heard. Yeah, we heard it.
Yep.
We heard it. Yeah.
Y'all ain't hear it from me, but y'all heard it.
We didn't prompt you to say that, did we?
No, sir. You did not.
Hey.
No, sir.
Well, it is thing. Man, it's watering holes. Anything else that you want to know where else?
No, I wanted. So Trey, did you have the privilege of staying in Case Hall, or you had the new dorms?
No, I had the privilege of staying in Case Hall. I was the last class.
North
and south.
I was in South. Yep. But I was the.
Oh yeah, we was at North Side, baby. North Side.
We're South Case. 101 South Case, baby.
3 West Wilson.
Oh yeah, it was in Wilson.
No, 3 West. That was Magic Johnson, bro.
101 South Case.
Some good times over there. Definitely some good times over there.
Roommate your freshman year. Who was your roommate?
Anthony Williams, running back, and then that's when I early enrolled, and then transitioned to Tay Halleck. Tay Halleck, we were roommates until.
How's Tay doing? I know he transferred, but how's he doing?
Tay's doing good. He's off to a good start at Western Michigan. We still talk every day. That's my boy. It's my brother. So we stay in contact all the time, man. I'm looking forward to seeing him and what he does this year over at Western.
For sure.
Man, that's what's up, man. Like, so you partnered. There's a couple of announcements for you. You got an NIL deal coming up, right? You got something going on at BW3s?
Yes, sir. Yep. March 1st, have a little live interview and meet and greet with the fans and the local people in the area. So whoever's available, if you want to come by, meet me, have some questions, whatever the case may be, whether it be football related, NIL related, fire away and come enjoy some good food and looking forward to a good time and a great environment with everyone.
So while we're on the wings there, you could lose me with this, Trey. You could lose me. So answer wisely. Traditional or boneless?
Traditional.
My man.
Every day of the week.
Listen.
Every day.
Straight knows what I'm about to say right now.
Boneless is cool. It depends what the case is, but you got to go traditional. If I had a choice of picking between two, it's traditional. But I can eat boneless, every once in a while.
Listen. When you are back from that event, you know what? We need to have Jehuu show up to the event, and we need to have a wings challenge. And when I talk about, I've never seen a man
clean wing,
like put the whole wing in and the bone comes out.
He ain't playing around.
Bristle and all, ain't playing around.
I'm from Buffalo.
Around at all.
I'm from Africa and from Buffalo. That's how
can't leave no meat on the bone. Got to clean that boy off. Can't leave no meat.
No meat.
Oh man.
I mean, like, oh my God.
I feel I'll be the same way.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put that up on the social media, like on our social, so people can find you. March 1st at BW3s and Fenton. Put that up one more time at the Fenton B-Dubs.
Yes, sir.
So people are asking, is that at East Lansing? No, it's part of the group in East Lansing, but it is the Fenton location, Fenton, Michigan.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So, man, we all have a common. Oh, go ahead, Stray. You had.
No, go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we all have a common, denominator, and one of our illustrious alums who is loyal through and through. I had the pleasure of meeting Tom. I want to say it was the fantasy camp, like fully having the opportunity to be involved. So I was a fundraiser, and low on the totem pole as a fundraiser, and I was able to help out and be part of it, but also help coach. And this was when Tom was a camper, like when he was a camper, and Coach
you should have seen him last year. He was out there getting
right. So Coach Foligno used to run this, and this was an opportunity to raise some funds and pay some of the GAs or like the volunteer coaches. But then it's turned into something else, and so I guess talk about that. But we also want to bring on Tom, Naira, his lovely wife Denny. They both are like. They're family for life. Every time I see them is big hugs. And that's the part of like showing Michigan State that our donors, our alums support us, but we also grow with them as family as we get done and hang the cleats up. But welcome, Tom. Welcome.
Hey, thank you very much, everybody.
What's going on, Tom?
What's up?
All is good.
All is good. All is good, man. So we brought you all on because, there is a fantasy camp that's happening in the summer, and it's an opportunity for, we call it Average Joes, to come out and experience what it's like for our guys to go through drills and also to get prepared for a game. And me and Jehuu, I don't know if it was the same year we did it together, but I remember like some old guys like pulling hammies and like tearing ACLs, and
they were boogieing after that.
Torn Achilles, hamstrings. Come on.
Oh man.
Make sure your insurance.
Let's not scare everybody away.
But that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. That was the beauty of that camp, because like they really wanted to show that they can do it, right? And so I guess Tom, Trey, talk about how you guys got involved together in this, and talk about the camp, and tell Spartan Nation and our followers like what is the camp, how it came to be, and how they can get involved.
Well, it started with John L., believe it or not. He enlisted Coach Foligno to create this fantasy camp. And so Coach Foligno ran it through his entire, stint from John L. all the way up through Coach D. It was something the guys look forward to every year, at least the campers did. One of our campers always said it was the best kept secret in Spartan football, and we're trying to change all that. So we're getting the guys out to, people that dream of being a Spartan football player. This is their opportunity. You'll be out there with current athletes like Trey. Trey worked the camp last year, and this year Trey's kind of being the head coach role, I guess, from the player standpoint. And the guys get a chance to come out, interact with the guys at a couple different dinners. They get to, we toured the locker room. The players talked about what it's like before, during the game, after the game. And then we went out in the field, did some drills, and then ran around on Spartan Stadium. So if you ever dreamed of running around and playing football in Spartan Stadium, this is your chance. And it's a great experience. We've had so many return campers over the years, including myself. I've been to all 17 of the camps. And so when Coach Tucker took over, Darren Harris and I talked about the camp, and Darren said, hey, what if we turn this from the camp that it is, the structure we had in the past, and turn it into an NIL opportunity for our student athletes. So we formed an LLC, and then basically how we run this is outside of the expenses, which would be for the swag, for the meals, the ones that aren't donated, all the money goes to the student athletes. So we take no administrative cost. I'm doing this strictly as volunteer just because I love Spartan football, and I get such great joy out of the camp of getting to know the coaches over the years, and now getting to know a lot of the student athletes has been fantastic. So we really enjoyed it. I'm sure Trey can expound from the student athlete perspective, and probably that they all got a good laugh out of us running around out there.
Yeah, definitely. That was definitely one of my favorite experiences, with me being here over the past few years, just meeting all the great people and all the campers. It's cool building those relationships with the people who support us and come to the games every weekend and tune in and watch us on TV. It means a little more when you can actually see them in the stands and, oh, I remember coaching that guy, or I remember having dinner or lunch with that guy. It goes a long way, and it just keeps the family bond together in Spartan Nation. And I'm looking forward to building on it and continuing on in the future.
Beautiful, guys. I mean, that Spartan Fantasy Football Camp, I mean, that's awesome. We have some video that we'd like to show about the football camp here.
Spending time at the fantasy camp, people get to see a real life, 100% honest view, and get a little better close look at how Michigan State football players a day-to-day in their life and what they have to do.
You'll have a breakfast just like us players would on the day of a game. You'll do the Spartan walk, the pitch a penny. You'll come in through the tunnel right here. You'll get a glimpse of the stadium. You'll get to see the locker room, some of the facilities, and then you'll get to have a pretty darn good day having fun with the player coaches and learning some stuff that you wouldn't normally know.
For me, I play quarterback. You learn what goes on in a quarterback's mind, or
what I'm looking at play to play, the communication aspect from coaches to players, from players to players, and then you get to learn the ins and outs of the game. It's not the full scope, but it's a good idea of what is happening, and you get to look in the locker room, you get to see the pads we wear, what we do to get ready for games, what we stretch, training room, that kind of stuff, and the stuff that you don't see on the field, but is a big part of what we do, and it's stuff that's essential to us as a football team and as a person.
Very cool.
So yeah, I think I have to tell you, probably the highlight of last year's camp for me was handing out the whistles to all the student athletes. I had never seen bigger smiles. It was like giving them the best Christmas gift they ever had, because I think they're so used to getting whistled at. I think they were happy to be the ones doing the whistling.
Absolutely, yeah.
That might have been my first whistle ever. ever.
Oh man,
that was cool though.
Well, I guess Tom told me, man, one of the best parts too was in the locker room. They kind of asked you guys to give Coach Tuck impersonations of like the pregame speech. Oh, and yeah. Tom, you said, was it Xavier had it down pat?
X had it pretty good, and I think like I said, this is one of the things where you have to be at camp in order to hear it, because we were not. One of the things that we talk about is that that we honor the sanctity of that locker room, just like all of you did when you were there. That what we hear in there stays in there. But it was funny, and the reason I knew it was real is every one of the student athletes was cracking up, so I knew it was spot on.
Yep, he definitely did a great job. Yep, he sure did.
Well, I know this year is different too, that you have opened up the camp to women as well, right?
Correct. Yeah. Over the years, it just, I don't know, with what happened before, but last year we just had to get our feet wet with the first year running it on our own. And so now I think, it brings, we know there are as many ladies that are fans of Spartan football as there are men. So we want them to get the experience as well and get a chance to come out there. It's all, and you saw from the video too, I just want to point out, it's all shorts and t-shirts. It's very casual. There's no real contact. I think in the 17 years, I can think of 2 injuries, and both injuries occurred when the person was by themselves. There was no contact involved.
The frog caught him on the carpet.
Exactly.
River monster.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome, guys. We really appreciate that. Here it is right here. If you want to register, www.spartanfantasycamp.com. Those listening, not on YouTube, can see this. But guys, really appreciate you coming on and sharing, what you're doing. And obviously, Trey, everything that you've been doing and continue to do. We really appreciate the time. And by the way, you want to give everybody your social media handles. Here they are right here. If you want to follow, please go follow Trey. If you're not doing it, it's a disservice to society. Follow Tre Mosley, don't you? Come on. He's the greatest. You heard him right here. Great young man, man. We appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Breakout year.
Thank you guys for having me. I really enjoyed this. Really did.
All right. Appreciate it, Trey. Appreciate it, Tom.
All right, Thursday night, man. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much for having us on.
Yeah, Trey. Man, hey, very polished, mature young man, huh?
We haven't had a bad interview yet. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, it just keeps getting better.
It just keep striking goal every time, man.
And that's a shout out to the coaching staff on the guys that they're bringing in. I was talking to one of our avid listeners, Tom. And he's like, every guy that you guys bring on, so well spoken, so matter of fact, so professional. And he's, that's a shout out to the coaching staff for the type of people that they're going out on the road recruiting, people with those values and everything like that we can have on our show, and they can be a representation of the team. So kudos to Coach Tucker and the staff for the guys that they're bringing in.
You're doing a great job. And why are you stealing Otis's kudos? I'm not appreciating this, Jay.
What did he say?
He's stealing your kudos.
After I said
all of
it,
a sudden he's the kudos guy. You gotta watch him.
You start saying salute.
I need someone straight and steal. So
I'm just
man. But I mean, we are getting a lot of like engagement with our followers and our subscribers, and that's the part of I love it where we're able to see them interacting with us, but they're all on the same page. Like we're getting the intimate, exclusive, more so genuine, authentic interviews where we have some questions, but we let it flow. That's almost like going to church and you like let the Holy Spirit fill the room, right? Like we might have an agenda, but we let it flow. And so and shout out to Tom, taking the time, and he's in Bora. He said
Aruba.
Aruba. He said Bora. He's in Aruba and he chimes in to do the interview. If you are having summer plans where you want to come out and get a workout, get your heart rate up, like just support. Right. The more you sign up for this camp, the more opportunities that our student athletes are awarded from an NIL perspective. And then you still get the opportunity to see the facilities. Granted, we have a new facility that's coming up, so there might be some opportunities to do some hard hat tours. You just never know. I don't have access, just let you know I don't have that, but I'm saying there might be some opportunities. So
that's true. I mean, get to walk out of the tunnel, be in the locker room, come out of the tunnel, play on the actual Spartan Stadium turf.
Best grass in the Big Ten.
Yes, it is. No doubt about it. I mean, that's a phenomenal concept. I've always liked hearing about it, and I've seen a couple of these in action, man. It's funny, man, to see guys get so excited to be out there, just like we are. When it's our, you remember the first time you ran out of that tunnel,
right.
How you felt. These guys are feeling the same way.
Exactly.
They may be, my age now, maybe a little bit older. I don't know, but it doesn't mean it's not no different than what it feels like for football players coming out of the tunnel for that first time. And why not share that with fans? Like, why not? I mean, it's a great thing. I'm happy that Tre Mosley is an ambassador for it because, he's definitely a guy that you want representing you as a representative. Look at him. The guy is solid as they come, gentlemen. What do you think about him as an overall student athlete?
Like I said at the beginning of the year, I was a big fan of Tre Mosley, and having an opportunity to watch him progress this season, and talking to him, and just seeing the entire maturation process of him, and having him come on and put that on display for Spartan Nation to see, and couldn't be more impressed by a kid. Talk about all the core characteristics that Spartans need, that selfless mentality that he has and talked about there, and just talk about always staying ready. You could be 3 quarters without getting a pass, without a target to you, and but when it is, you have to be ready for it. And that's the type of person he's going to have success no matter what he does in life. After the game, he's going to continue to have success because of that mindset and the attitude that he has going forward.
Yeah, he's a guy who is ultimately team player, and I'm gonna still Choo-Choo's saying because he stole my kudos, but it's not the I, me, it's the we mentality, right? He talked about it. I asked him, you like that, Choo-Choo? I asked him, the question of what do you do? I really want to know what happens to a player when he's not getting the rock, because you got some people you've seen has been selfish tantrums, like getting in the huddle, say throw me the ball, I'm open. Or talking back to coaches and raising heck, but he's like, no, man, like I got other things to do in the game to influence the game, and so when the ball's thrown to me, I catch it and I'm reliable. So then they start to come at me more, and so that's just an opportunity to show Coach Hawkins we got one of the best receivers coach in the nation, and we hands down, and these guys are preparing themselves for the next level. We're seeing news that there's absolutely no one at the Senior Bowl who can cover Jaden Reed. Like, absolutely no one. Like, they've seen time and time again somebody try to do it. They can't stop the man. And so that's just a true testament to all of our receivers. They have that in them. And I can't wait to see, Keon Coleman, King Kong, Tre Mosley. These are mismatches, man. Like, it's going to be lethal. And I'm excited that they got an offseason that come together knowing that last season was a disappointment. And they're ready to turn that page and have a success next season.
Absolutely, guys. I think about Tre Mosley and all the talent that he has, and I think about a player who's been in the news lately, and that's one Jalen Hurts, guy who played at the University of Alabama with like 26-2, won a national title, and got benched in the middle of a national championship game, stayed another year as a backup, goes to Oklahoma, had to transfer, and now is going to be in the Super Bowl as a quarterback. Now, that's the perseverance that is uncommon. You don't see that a lot, but in talking with Tre Mosley, being around his father, I've seen this young man. He's got that kind of heart, that kind of mentality where he's unflappable and he's mature beyond his years, and he's going to be successful in whatever he decides to do. I think for myself, you got to be crazy as an NFL franchise if you don't have a guy like this on your roster. This is what everybody pictures what an NFL, a professional athlete should be. And that's what Tre Mosley represents us, what he stands for, and that's what he should be. That's my opinion, guys. I don't know, for whatever it's worth, I think that people ought to give the man his flowers while he is alive, as Otis likes to say. But,
yeah, absolutely.
Guys, like, phenomenal show. We had to cut a little short here because there's no Scott Moore. We'll get him on the show another time. Got a lot of important announcements coming up. Here you go. Everyone, turn on your notifications for our channel. Set a reminder in your phone calendar every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Now, those folks behind the scenes are working their tails off. They really want to bring you the news and make sure that algorithm serves it up for you. Thank you, Pete and Alicia behind the scenes, and Tony and Cecily, and hey, we got Brendan now too. We're growing.
And for for these cats watching, I know Tre's teammates and stuff watching. You guys want to hop on the show? Shoot us a message. Say, hey, knock on the door. Hey,
there you go.
Let us in. You're welcome. It's an open locker room to the Dogs. And if you're one of those people out there that love Spartan athletics, love these guys, want to be a contributor to them, help elevate Spartan athletics, reach out to us. We can facilitate that and get in the right direction. But at the end of the day, we're all on this making having a good time, having a great show, enjoying each other, exposing everybody to the Spartan Dawg life, the Spartan Dawg way of life.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Info at thisisspartamsu.com. Love it, Jay. Appreciate that. Guys, great show. There's email if you guys want to follow up. That's just going to end today's episode. We will see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. For Otis Wiley Jehuu Caulcrick, I'm Jason Strayhorn. This is Sparta. Have a good night. God bless you, and go green.
Go white.
Go white.
This is Sparta MSU as a combined presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. The show is produced by Pete Menez with additional support from Tony Costella. Operations and social media support is provided by Alicia Strayhorn with support from Cecily Max Brown. On-location technical support is provided by Good Fruit Video. Be sure to follow our hosts Jason Strayhorn, Jehuu Caulcrick, and Otis Wiley on social media. To stay up to date with all the latest This is Sparta News, please like and subscribe by visiting our link tree and tell a friend to do the same. Thank you for your support, and as always, go green.